Mr. Ramesh Dua is now with us, MD at Relaxo Footwear. Sir, firstly, hoping all well at all the stakeholders of Relaxo. Things are going on in terms of a normal view. Also, could you just talk to us about the demand that you've been quoted saying that you're looking at new facility because the demand in the footwear space seems to be very high.
Yeah, after this breakdown of the pandemic, things March 21 onwards, there was a lockdown, and till first week of May, things started easing out, and we started opening our factories the way we were getting permission. We started in Bewari, then in the Bahadurgarh, Uttaranchal. So to start with, demand for slipper was there because because of harvesting season, and a lot of migration of labor taking place, walking on the roads. So harvesting you can't do barefooted. So there was a lot of pent-up demand. So immediately whatever inventory we had piled up for the season started moving, and then we also started organizing our factories because there was shortage of labor also. So whatever labor we had, we started mobilizing, arranging, and putting things back on track. So because of production constraint, on other side, there was human demand. So a lot of factories maybe also facing these kind of issues, what we were facing. So there was a kind of scarcity of these articles. So by and by, we started improving our productions also and kept on giving demand. Open slipper because people were not moving out. They were indoors, or workers or whatever it is, they were walking. So article like closed footwear, because now schools are closed, still that even school, colleges, and things were under lockdown. So even now, very restricted people are moving the way things are. So that was the reason that slipper or open footwear market went up, and everybody whosoever could organize, they could sell whatever they could make. But now now it is 5 months into that time. Now a lot of people are organized, so there's no scarcity like a thing, but they're okay. A shoe division which was not performing, now because winter is setting in, even now shoe division also is performing, or there's a good demand. Rather, we are not able to meet. Maybe other also, a lot of local players also are not able to meet. So there is a kind of a good demand of shoe also and slipper also. That is the way things are.
Okay. Hi, Mr. Dua. This is Mubina as well joining in. So, for obvious reasons, the fact that... Go ahead, Mr. Dua.
I was regarding your question of this investment for 150 crores, the investment has been going on for the last 2 years, because land was purchased, the building was going on. 100 lakh pair was pre-planned capacity which was going to be generated. So now, since the building is almost nearing completion, so investment is going on, completion of the building. Also, machinery orders have been given. So extra capacity of around 100,000 pairs is being created. So by this, I will call it first quarter of January, February, March, this thing production will be on stream. So there is what investment is going on, but some investment is also going on regular plants also. There's upgradation of machinery, some old machineries which are, they have lived their life, and lot of molds. Every year, lot of investment goes in mold. That is regular feature, because non-leather footwear has become more of a fashion industry. So a lot of innovations take place, a lot of order of mold. That regular process. So there's certain investment which is for regular upkeep of the plants. Another is expansion, that is taking in Bewari, where we will be adding 100,000 pairs of capacity per day manufacturing. That's it.
So, Mr. Dua, just to understand, you mentioned in your answer about how, and for obvious reasons, right, sale of school shoes, I'm sure, has been hit the most because schools, colleges, schools actually have been shut. So how is your demand trending now? You mentioned about, we spoke about pent-up demand, etc. Is it more towards, towards perhaps the higher-end shoes? How exactly, or which product categories are you seeing good demand come in? And I ask you this question also in light of the profitability of the different, categories that you are present in.
As I told you, the shoe, this clothes footwear was not selling till August. It was very limited demand. But once the winter has set in and there is a pent-up demand, and a lot of manufacturers, maybe local manufacturers, not able to make also. And so we have a good demand of clothes footwear. But as far as school shoe is concerned, there is no demand. But school shoes is a very small part of our business. Hardly 2% of our sale comes from school shoes. Our basic things, 80% come from slippers, which is in good demand, open footwear. 20%, or I will call it 17-18% come from sports shoes. That is also now in good demand. So only affected segment for us is the school shoes like PT shoes, white color canvas shoes, and other DIP made black color school shoes, which is maybe just 2% of our business. That is affected, remains affected. That's it.
Okay, so your mainstay slipper business seems to be still doing okay. The open-toed slipper and sandal business, which is almost 80%, still seems to be doing okay. What about raw materials, Mr. Dua? We've been understanding that rubber prices have been going up. Commodities in general have been going up. We are seeing inflationary pressure there. Are you seeing anything like that, Mr. Dua, that would impact, your costs?
Yeah, first quarter, second quarter, raw material prices were quite, I will call it, under control or reasonable, benign. But the material for future our contracts, those materials which will be landing us in January, February, March, naturally they will be expensive, and we will review the things once we know maybe December and quarter how the things are going to be that quarter. Then we will review how the things are. Presently, yes, October, November, December, okay. But January, February, March coming, they are definitely landing cost of all material, like basic polymers, whether it is natural rubber, synthetic rubber, or plastics like EVA, PVC, all are going up. So, but we have to wait and see. We can't just give a knee-jerk reaction of prices. We have to see the market, consumer affordability, and how it is going to affect us. So then we take a call also. We have to see.
Right. Sir, I would also just, wanted to understand essentially what has been the costing side of, footwear in terms of all commodity prices going up. How are things availability looking at? Are things working absolutely normal, or prices of key commodities have gone up?
I told you prices of the commodity has gone up, but we always work on future contracts and engagements with our suppliers. So what we are getting into contracts or giving orders, mostly it is polymers, and most of polymers we have to import. They are international market like ethyl vinyl acetate, PVC, polyvinyl chloride. Then there is rubber. Vietnamese rubber, natural rubber. We import also, domestic also. These things are definitely going to be costly. Material cost they will push. So on the whole, but there are a lot of things they are constant also. A lot of things we get in domestic market also. So, but overall, how much impact it will have, we have to wait and see, and how the things plan out.
Right. So just a word as far as demand outlook is concerned. So I know you've spoken about it in detail, but where do you expect the industry to grow? And of course, you're setting up new facility, new capacity. Your brand name is one of the best in the industry, so you can outperform the industry. But what do you think the industry will grow at?
I don't think industry will grow this year. Even reaching pre-COVID standards is going to be a challenge because after a lot of months we have lost already. You can't recover like that. And then still environment of COVID is not so comfortable. People are still conserving cash. Today also, this Gujarat, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, this night curfew. Kerala is still remain affected in a lot of areas. In Delhi also, government is watching the situation. So people have become very cautious. So in such of environment, people tend to then conserve their cash. They will only buy what is absolutely necessary. Consumer wants to conserve, retailer wants to conserve, distributor wants to conserve. So that does not, definitely affects the sentiments and ultimately the business also. So we have to see if the third wave of pandemic really becomes adverse, then things will be different. But if things get controlled, then things will be better. But presently require, I mean, it's a very chaotic environment what we are working in. Even today, we are facing a lot of supply chain issues. We don't get trucks. They say we don't have drivers. So everywhere, disruptions. Then, this election was going on in Bihar. There a lot of checking of the trucks. Their efficiency was down. They were waiting and waiting at the borders. They were being checked. So this kind of environment that we are working in. So it's not so smooth. There are supply chain issues. There are COVID-related fear issues. So the way things are, reaching pre-COVID level this year, I don't think it is going to be possibility. Maybe some people may outperform, but by and large, industry will be behind last year production or business levels.
Right, sir.